Thank you for joining us for this weekly press conference with head coach Alan Knipe following Long Beach State's 2 wins against UC Irvine. We'll open things up with a statement from head coach Alan Knipe.
Yeah, obviously last week was good as we complete the regular season, and obviously I'm real proud of the guys for getting a share of the Big West regular season championship again. It played out pretty similar to what I would imagine as far as 2 real physical matches. Irvine's a good team with a lot of good arms, and I thought we did a lot of good things on Friday night here. The game we kind of got our block and defense going, and things were pretty comfortable most of the match. And then at Irvine, I thought we played okay in the first set. I thought that there was a lot of opportunities to get a little separation, score some points in the first set that we weren't as good as we normally have been in trans, especially as of late. And then I don't think we played the greatest second set, but I certainly like the response to how well Irvine was playing at their place, and to grind out the third set, not being too hung up on what we could have done in the first set or how we played in the second set, and just stay present in the third set. And obviously that's key of giving yourself a chance to even get it back in and get a reverse sweep. So, we played better and better as the match went on. Our hitting percentage number was really, really good. Our offense really got going in the third and fourth sets, and I thought our blocking defense and offense and transition game were pretty good in the fifth set. It was kind of a wacky game in the fifth set, but all in all, it was good. But, that's the completion of that. And now we go into the Big West Conference tournament, which is obviously a really, really difficult tournament when you have all the teams are so good in our conference, but especially we have 3 teams that ranked in the top 5 nationally within our conference. That's going to make for a real good conference tournament and some real good volleyball. So, the good thing about what we were able to do is we were able to take ourselves out of the Thursday night game, and we can focus now on a normal week. What is the normal week for us? And that is get ready for the Friday night game and go from there.
Coach, I know obviously you're focused on this week coming ahead, but can you take just a quick moment to reflect on what it means to be co-champions, which you picked up with that win at UC Irvine?
Yeah, I think anytime I know we tend to constantly kind of move on really quickly from anything. It's not that we want to dwell on it, but I did want our guys to reflect on the season. But the conference is so talented, and it's been such a grind through the Big West Conference since men's volleyball has started in the conference. You have to slow down for a second and acknowledge that you have to play high-level volleyball back-to-back nights against really good teams for a long period of time to be in position to be the conference champ. So, really proud of them. Proud of going over to Hawaii and getting that first one the first night. Obviously, we would love to get 2, but you got 1. And coming back, it's easy for everyone to think that you're just going to win other matches because of that. But having to play at home and then play on the road and win in 3 or 4 and then win in 5 or be down 0-2 and win in 5, like all the things that go into winning a conference have to be highlighted. And but they're only really, really good for you. And it's good to go back if you can actually look at them as lessons learned, because we strive all the time to think, can we take as much from a win as we can from a loss? So what was it about the wins, even if we were down and had to come back and win in 5, or we won in 3, that we can apply to next week's training to make us better for this? As we say all the time, we're going to get timed out. There's just going to come a time that we're not going to get any more practices. And as a coach and a program like we are, you would love another practice or another week to keep getting better, because we feel like we do that every week. But we're going to get timed out. So since we know we have this finite amount of time, then what lessons can we learn from wins or losses to try to get better the next week? And the guys have really brought into the process of getting better, and it showed.
Coach, you talked about physicality a little bit earlier. NBA playoffs just started, and a lot of people will say that physicality gets upped in the NBA playoffs. What about for the Big West tournament? A few years in the Big West tournament now. What's your experience if the physicality is upped in the playoff time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if it's upped as much as it's just consistent, like, and especially for the teams that have to play Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday, 3 straight matches, which we don't do a lot of in conference. But the difference of the conference tournament for semifinal and final is that the level is really physical, and obviously, there's a lot on the line. But it's one of the few times in the last maybe month and a half now that you could play a team on Friday night and it's a different team 24 hours later, because we're in this cycle right now of home and away. So I don't know if it's possible to be more physical than some of the matches that we've played with some of the teams this year, and especially some of the big physical teams in the Big West. But I just think that's the difference more than anything.
And with it being in UC Irvine this year, having it been in Hawaii in recent years, how different is this week preparing for the tournament as it has been in recent years?
Well, I mean, I think the obvious answer is that we're not going to get on a flight on Tuesday and take off. You know what? We're going to practice here at the Pyramid all week, like we're going to play on the Pyramid on a Friday night game. We're going to be able to keep our structure, which is that's really nice. Makes us comfortable, and the routine stays the same. And what I like is that we just played there on Saturday night. If we hadn't played, it had been a couple of weeks or months since we had played over there, maybe I'd feel a little bit different. But I love the fact that we just played there on Saturday night, and we can train, get our normal weekend, and go over there. So I don't know. There's pros and cons. Would I like it to be here? Yeah, I'd like it to be in the Pyramid on Friday night, on Saturday night, but it's over there, and rightfully so. Irvine had the conference tournament when we had the shutdown year in 2020 and lost it. They get it this year as just because they needed to get one. They were in line to get one. So, and they do a great job, and they've put money into volleyball, and they have their new floor, and no, it's a great venue for volleyball.
And also with these 5-set matches, and you mentioned being able to get through 5-set matches, but in recent weeks, a couple 5-set matches had to be reverse sweeps. How important is that, with it being right before the Big West tournament, for your team to build some character?
Yeah, like I said, it's never by design, but it is part of a season, and it's something for the guys to reflect on if they lose a set or they're down in a set. That what can we do to turn this around? A lot of times it's effort, but there's also tactical decisions that can be made by the coaching staff, and there's mindset decisions that can be made, or changes that can be made. We can also make some personnel decisions to change the flow of the game. But filing that away in their mind that, hey, regardless of what's going on right now, we can get this going in our favor. At the same time, the goal is to make sure we continue to put in a good start to the match so that we have more of a say in determining, the outcome of the match based on how we approach the beginning, the first set, the second set. But they're good teams. And what people forget when they look at, wow, it was a reverse sweep or you were down, there's most of the games at this time of the year are going to be with a point or two, a couple, difference of in the set. Obviously, it'll be a 2-point difference, but a play or two here or there is going to decide a lot of sets. So you can't get too hung up in it. And the nice thing about volleyball is, and sometimes when you're up, it's not the nice thing, but and if you take a sport, say like a basketball, whatever, and you're down at the half big, that's a tough one to handle. Being down in volleyball 0-2 is big, but in set 3, it's still 0-0. That's a little bit different. Volleyball is unique. You can actually win a volleyball match and lose the total points. How many sports does that happen in? So if you can wrap your mind around that mindset of just, it's over here, good or bad, it's over here, and let's get after the next set, you can tweak it into working in your favor.
And for your team coming into this weekend, what have you seen from their mentality? They did just get a co-championship, but what have you seen from their mentality coming into the Big West tournament?
I think excitement. I think that it's been a long season. there's been lots of ups and downs, a lot of guys going through stuff. We went through a really big stretch in the middle of the season where we had a lot of guys that were not close to being 100%. We were using different pieces, and they got through all that, which is a credit to them and a credit to the gym and the culture that we have, that we could win in a different way. But I also think that they have a really good mindset of going, well, they've checked a box in one area, they got some work to do, and they really want to get after this week in a normal Long Beach State fashion of how we prep all week and get ready to play a great match on Friday night. And their focus is on Friday night.
All right, great. Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.